Hello, my name is Abigail. I'm a picky gamer, and today we are playing the Roottrees Are Dead. Also, do you think this is AI? Is this AI? I can't tell anymore. I mean, I don't think it is because people say that AI artwork, the humans don't look human, and these look pretty human. I hope I'm not being mean by saying this looks like AI. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and read all of this because why not? The Roottrees are dead. What happened? The plane crashed last night near Pittsburgh. The only passengers were Carl Roottree, his wife Brenda, and their three daughters known as the Roottree sisters. Carl Roottree was the president of the Roottrees Candy Company, and it's not clear who will succeed him. So far, local police are not sure what caused the crash. This is the crash site right here. I can't make out any of those little words right there. They are calling it one of the most deadly plane crashes in Pennsylvania's history. All passengers and crew perished. Pittsburgh is generally known for pleasant flying conditions, and the weather was not atypical for this time of year. We do not know much at this time, but our sources tell us that local authorities do not suspect terrorism. The crash did not cause any local property damage, and fortunately nobody outside the plane was hurt. Funeral plans have not been announced, but you can be sure that the Butler County Times will cover it to the best of our abilities. All right. Let's go. I don't think this is going to be a scary game. I think this is just like a detective game. Right? December 6, 1998.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottrees Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottree and his daughters, the Roottrees sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers.
I don't like how this door is slightly
There were no
open.
survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees are dead.
Okay, can I just click on anything? Hello?
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottrees Company's lawyers are scrambling.
Who are you, bro?
Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for.
Oh, so are we a blood? What?
I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were. I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
What? What? Oh my gosh. How do I insert their pictures? The person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees Sisters Got Milk ad. I've tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. The ad's copy reads, "You might recognize our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottree is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it." Huh. Okay. Why is there still a little number? Oh, there it is. This list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You'll need it to fill in the family tree. Okay. Well, this is a big frickin' family. The Fluff. Where I don't see any Roottrees. Oh, here they are. Here are the Roottrees. Don't tell me they actually named one of their kids Candy. You gotta be fluffing me. That's just wrong. You can't love candy that much. Internet? Oh my gosh, it's dial-up. What's this? Hold on, wait a minute. I should read this first, huh? Welcome to the information superhighway. Thanks for purchasing a new Cashew PC. A Cashew PC. I guess, you know, they can't say Apple. Your PC is equipped with a 56K modem, which is fast enough to access any site on the World Wide Web, even those with high-resolution images. If you find anything interesting, be sure to print it out with your included high-end color laser printer or burn a music CD to listen to later. If you want to revisit a search result, be sure to use Netscape Explorer's new history feature. Happy surfing, and remember, Cashew PCs are delicious. Cashew PCs are inedible. Do not try to eat your computer. Oh, then why'd you say it like that? Oh. Oh. I'm just gonna type in Roottrees family. The first few pages are filled with news results about the plane crash. Besides that, there are countless advertisements, conversations about the various products made by the Roottrees Candy Company. Most articles mention Carl Roottree, who was the president of the Roottrees Candy Company. His daughters are also eulogized, collectively referred to as the Roottrees sisters. They've been famous from a very early age. Let me go. Oldest daughter, Roottrees family. Nothing relevant to your investigation was found for oldest. Okay. How am I gonna find her? How am I supposed to know? The notorious Montjoys. What is this important? Excusez-moi. Welcome to your notepad. On each page, other than this one, you can jot down important information such as names, family relationships, marital status, sibling count, or anything else you'd like to remember. Tips, page titles can be renamed to make it easier to remember what you've written on each one. Highlight any text in your web browser or evidence with a quick option to add it to your notes. The entire contents of your notepad are saved even if you quit the game. Don't forget to check them when you return. Family, reminders, siblings, often referred to as brothers or sisters. Okay. This is just handy dandy stuff. What in the crap? Who is you? Don't know where to look next if you're completely stuck? Try talking it through with your rubber duck. You should search the internet for information. What a hint. Okay. But I tried that. It didn't go so well, my ducky friend. Roottrees family. Roottrees family tree. Okay, they didn't make it that easy. Let's look up Candy Roottrees. Excusez-moi. Okay. Carl Roottree died in the recent plane crash along with his wife, Brenda Roottree, and their daughters, the Roottrees sisters. He was the president of the Roottrees Candy Company as well as the clothing company Root, which he co-founded with his wife. According to news sites, the Roottrees Candy Company plans to put out a press release sometime within the hour to address the absence of Carl, the crash, and questions they have been receiving. The absence of Carl? So they haven't found his body? Once you finish placing the Roottrees sisters on the family tree, it would be wise to repeat this search. Oh. Should I make a note of that? Because I'm going to forget it. After completing the Roottrees sisters on the family tree, look up Carl Roottrees again. Also, there's a clothing company called Root that his wife, Carl, was a co-founder? Yeah, co-founder. Okay, I know that doesn't make any sense, but I'm just jotting down things so that I don't get confused, because I will forget. I am very, very forgetful. Okay, let me look at, what did she give me again? This. Let's see, you have Candy Roottree, Carly Roottree, and Gwendolyn. Oh. There are a lot of female Roottree members. Oh crap.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Samantha Roottree? Let's look up, I don't know why I have a feeling I should look up Samantha. Let's see who in the fluff Samantha is. Nothing relevant. What was one? Carly? Was it Carly Roottree? You discover a trivia page that lists common trick questions. The answer to, what are the first names of the famous Roottree girls? List the answer. Raina, Carly, and Riley. Raina, Carly, and Riley. The explanation below the answer states that Rose was originally born Carly Rose Roottree. Apparently, her parents had planned to name a son Carl Roottree Jr., but after finding out they were having a second daughter, they called her Carly sometime in the early 90s, and now preteen Carly strongly expressed her dislike that her sisters had RH names and she was the odd one out. That's when she began to go by her middle name. Let's make a note of that. This is so much fun. There are a lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottree sisters' modeling careers. You also come across an unofficial Roottree fan site, seemingly curated by a teenager. It's neon pink with purple text and hard to read until you highlight the words. The young webmaster writes, Raina is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS. Who the frick is TMS? But Riley is a smart one. Rose is a middle child like me. You might think they are rich just because they are models, but their dad is also the president of the candy company, and their mom, Brenda, is a fashion designer. They do the I need to stop reading so fast. They do the modeling for her brand, Root. I eat Roottree candy all the time. My favorite are Maple Crisp, and try to dress in plaid Root clothes like Riley does in most of the posters. Someday I want to get my ears pierced like Rose. The website's author continues to talk about her own life and what she likes about the Root fashion lines, but none of it is relevant. Okay, I'm making a note. Raina is married to some dude, presumably a dude. TMS? What else was there? Maple, Chris are one of the... What's their company called? Roottree Candy? Is that literally the name of their company? Yeah. The Roottree Candy company's products. And what else was there? There was something else. Oh, Riley is the smartest. Riley is supposedly the smartest and dresses in plaid Root. The mom is a fashion designer who could have thunk. Okay. So now I think we have, wait, hold on. How do I go away journal or whatever you are? Let's look up Raina TMS. Okay. TMS X Raina Roottree. Nope. It was Raina who was married, right? Right? right, 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 right. Where was it? Yeah. So Raina's the one that's married. Raina Roottree, marriage. Nope. Husband. Nope. Roottree family wedding. Whoops, I didn't mean to put a 2 in there. Nope. Roottree wedding. No. Look up root. Okay. Oh, so the clothing company Root always has a period at the end. Ah. The period is part of the name? The period is part of the name. Root. Oh, that's... Whoops, I was gonna write down, that's gonna make me... Can I fix it? Oh, I can. Okay, what I was gonna say is, I'm not gonna write it because that would be fun. That's silly. The period being part of the name is gonna make my grammar, my English grammar loving self, it's gonna drive me up the walls insane. Okay, let's see. Root. The period as part of the name is a clothing company. They make clothes for children, from toddlers to teenagers. Although their website is down, likely due to increased web traffic, you find countless retail sites attempting to advertise their clothes towards the target audience. One of them has this to say: "You spied the Roottrees sisters looking hella fly on catalogs, magazines, and posters. Now you too can be like Riley Rose or Raina." I really hope I'm pronouncing that right. That's what it looks like, so that's how I'm pronouncing it. You also come across a website from a collector of clothing catalogs. Apparently Root, the period's driving me crazy already, has released 2 catalogs per year every year since 1984, and Raina appeared on almost all of them. When was she born? Has she been doing this since she was a small child? There is only one that the webmaster considers a collector's item enough to mention. It seems that Brenda Roottree, the Roottree sisters' mother, and Root's head designer, oh my gosh, this right here, the grammar, oh my gosh, head designer appeared on one cover holding her daughter Rose in 1985. The site says this is the only time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name, Carly Roottree. Okay, we're making notes of all of that. Root, with a freaking period, has released 2 catalogs per year every year since 1984. Wait, what was it? Raina appeared on almost all of them. And then what else was it? Rose, Carly Roottree appeared on one with her mom, Brenda, in 1985. This was the only time she was on a catalog. Seems like Raina is the favorite, and the catalog featured her birth name, Carly, even though she doesn't like that. Maybe because she was too young to care back then? Save. Okay. Let's go fill out some of the family tree. So, what? Click on faces in my evidence tab. Ah. So it says that I think Okay, so I think this one is the youngest one. What's her name? Who is the youngest? Rose. Also known as, wait, no. Carly's the second oldest. This is the youngest. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Riley dresses in plaid. Okay, so the middle one is Riley. Okay, so, and this, she has a wedding ring on. Okay, so this is the oldest. This is the youngest. This is the middle child. I think I got it. This one, what's her name? Raina. Occupation, she is, oh crap, I have to get an occupation. She's a freaking model. Model. They're all models, aren't they? Oh wait. This one is Rose. Is it Rose? She's a model too, right? Like, they're all models. This is Riley. Was it Riley? Yes. Riley. Occupation is, she's a mother fluven model. That's it. I'm opening my own private investigative firm. You've also unlocked the following optional entries. None. What? What? Well, I did it. Now are you gonna show me your
Sorry to
face?
test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired.
Some folks refuse to get with the times. How old am I? 'Cause by the look of my bedroom, it seems like I'm a pretty young
The reward for
person.
untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch.
What
The
is it?
Roottrees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine. The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives. Anyone related only by marriage is optional. But filling them in can lead to useful discoveries. Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable Roottrees. Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree. Now, Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify
And
6
who
more
is
blood
she?
relatives.
What's her, how is she tied in all this? Okay, lady. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Rootrees reaches out,
She came back so soon. So she's a lawyer?
I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here. Thank you, and good luck.
Good luck to you, lady. Stop knocking at people's doors in the middle of the night. The Roottree Candy Company was founded in 1908 by Gwyneth and Elias. Every time you get 3 additional blood relatives in the family tree completely correct, name, occupation, and portrait, they will be locked in. All non-blood relatives and small portraits are optional, but placing them in the tree helps remove extra names and photos. Okay. Holy mother trucker. Holy guacamole with a side of chips and nachos and quesadillas and all my favorite things in the world. Look at this. You expect me to sit my butt down in front of the computer screen and research things on the internet and fill in this family tree? That sounds like the perfect job for me. I'm on it. Okay. Who is that? The story so far. Do I have to read this? Oh my gosh, there's a lot. What? Oh, I guess I am an old person. You've been in this line of work a long time. So long, in fact, you've developed a sixth sense for how useful your evidence can be. The numbers in the magnifying glass refer to how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence. The higher the number, the more there is to find. At the start of your search, the notable list sets off alarm bells. A list of famous people that you can find via search engine. It's pretty rare to get something that useful. Best take advantage of it. As you progress, these numbers will change whenever you find more evidence or lock in family members. New discoveries will be added to the list, and old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrases it mentions. Often, the most satisfying revelations come from retracing a path you thought was fully explored. Armed with a new perspective. Sometimes the reason certain evidence has such high value is because it can lead to finding more evidence. You may be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Interesting. Okay. Oh, I wasn't done. How many... Oh, there is no magnifying glass here, so I guess we found all the clues in this photo. So who should we start with? Well, this has to be their pops right here. He has to go here. And this has to be Brenda, right? What? And this is so TMS, who's TMS? TMS, his last name, her husband's last name must start with an S. Thomas Sheridan? Let's look that up. Thomas Sheridan? I don't know, bro. Oh, wait, no. I don't want to look at my history. Thomas Sheridan. TMS is a common abbreviation for early 90s teen heartthrob Tommy Mark Sheridan. His first credited role as Thomas Sheridan was on a soap opera called Time Marches Onward. He skyrocketed to popularity after his starring role on the sitcom Brother Trouble. Since the end of Brother Trouble, he has often been on the cover of tabloids for his supposed drug use and more recently, his relationship with Raina Roottree. After a short engagement, they married in 1997. When she was only 19, he was 23. That's not... I don't know if I'm okay with that. Let's highlight this whole frickin' page. Like, bruh. Okay, so we know who that mother trucker is, so let's go fill in. Where is he? Go away journal. What was it? Thomas Sheridan. Okay, so we got that figured out. Okay. My gosh, there's so much. This has to be... Okay, let's look up... They said after filling in the sisters, look up Carl Roottree again. Okay. Carl Roottree died in the recent plane crash along with his wife, Brenda Roottree, and their daughters, the Roottree sisters. He was the president of the Roottree Candy Company as well as the clothing company Root, which he co-founded with his wife. There's a short press release that the Roottree Candy Company released today to news organizations, December 6, 1998. Just with a heavy heart that we mourn the loss of Carl, Brenda, the Roottree sisters, and the other employees that perished in the terrible tragedy. The entire Roottree family is in shock, and requesting privacy at this time. As the head of our company, Carl was an incredible man and an unmatched leader. Filling his absence will be difficult and may take considerable time. In the interim, we hope that you join us in looking back fondly on Carl and his family's triumphs and accomplishments. They go on to list some of those accomplishments. One of them seems relevant to your search. Like his great-grandfather before him, Carl earned the highly prestigious Watchman of the Year title. What? What the floof does that mean? Watchman of the Year title? Also, there were other employees that perished in the terrible tragedy. Are there pictures of him? How come there are no pictures of him? You would think that there would be tons of pictures of this guy everywhere, but there's not. I think this is Carl Roottree, and president? Does that... Oh, I have to fill in the number, which number he was. Oh. So we know that's Carl Roottree. We know that this is Brenda. Was that her maiden name? Brenda White? I guess it was. I don't know, bro. I'm just gonna put that. Because they used her maiden name here. So that's what I'm gonna assume. Okay. Let's look up Red Roottree. R-E-D Roottree. Okay. So what was I doing? Oh yeah, we're gonna look up Red Roottree. Don't tell me they put Red 40 in their stuff. So we got that down. Let's look at... We already looked up Carl Roottree. Why isn't he marked out? Oh my gosh, the number, didn't it grow? Miracle Jr., that has piqued my interest. We're looking that up. Miracle Jr. doesn't go by his full name in promotional materials. Instead, he has shortened it to Miracle Jr. That makes no sense. What? Miracle Jr. doesn't go by his full name, so he shortened it to Miracle Jr. Okay. Miracle Jr. is a televangelist who is part of the Miracle Network. He used to have a show that aired on local access across many stations in the northeastern United States. I am reading so fast I gotta slow down the pace, huh? According to a website called Clergy Watch, he was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public in 1979 when he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. A news expose? Is that what it's supposed to mean? Revealed it was his wife Edith's sister in a disguise. The author also mentions that Edith had a bit of a checkered past herself, but doesn't clarify. He has since lost his television show and instead goes on tour across the southern United States, where he was not well known before the scandal. Let's see. I'm just gonna highlight this whole thing. What importance does he have in this case? What's so great about him? I guess let's look up Jim Roottree, and then we'll do Lauren Roottree. Jim Roottree. James Roottree. Something just printed. What just printed? Hello? 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 What in the floof? Rolling On Down to the City was barely a top 20 hit for a few weeks in 1979, according to the liner notes. It satirized how a part of society was content to remain indifferent to economic inflation and civil unrest in the Middle East unless pop culture tricked them into caring. Somewhat ironically, listeners didn't seem to pay attention to the lyrics enough to trick them into caring. Instead, most of its play came from roller discos because it was such a product of its time. It doesn't get much play anymore, even on stations that play oldies. Maybe that's why you never heard of it before now. The image is from an auction for a sealed copy. It has a sticker that says, "Only the great-grandson of Elias Roottree could make disco this sweet." It is credited to Peter Jonowiz. I'm not going to try and pronounce that. From Triple M. Music and lyrics by Jim Roottree, vocals by Jim Roottree and Diamond LaRue. Jim Roottree is on the notable Roottrees list in your evidence. He will be marked on the chart with a star. The lyrics of the song contain no clues. I'm not reading the lyrics. It says that they contain no clues. I'm not reading them. I'll read them later. Alright. By later, I mean if I think it's necessary somewhere down the line. Okay. So, Jim do James. Roottrees is the great-grandson of Elias Roottrees. He wrote the lyrics, right? Yeah, he wrote the lyrics. A song called Rollin', what was it? On down to the city in 1979. It was a top 20 hit for a few weeks. In 1979. And I don't understand, why did he care about unrest in the Middle East? The song is supposed to trick people into caring about economic inflation and civil unrest in the Middle East. Question mark. But nobody cared about the lyrics of the song. No one, not even people who love oldies, listen to this. And then who was the girl? The girl was Diamond LaRue. Whoops it. Diamond LaRue. She did the vocals. Did the vocals alongside Jim. Alright. There we go. Oh, we can listen to it? Oh no. Do I really want to listen to this? Are my eardrums going to be fried? Is my brain going to be fried? Let's give it a listen. I mean, the song isn't that bad. It's kind of bearable. Oh my gosh. They're done. I survived it. Okay. Let's see. Let's look up. Oh wait, no, I haven't read this yet. James Roottrees is a singer who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond with his wife Diamond LaRue. Oh, that's his wife? Oh, was Diamond LaRue. The duo, according to many sources you find, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song Rollin' On Down to the City. A one-hit wonder. Although Jim writes the majority of songs, plays the guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to the... What did my voice just do? Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. The band never had another hit, but has its fans who refer to themselves as Diamond's Dazzlers. That's a terrible thing to call your fans. I don't like that. The rest of their music is more folksy and acoustic than the one song they were known for. Jim and Diamond have continued to release music through the 80s and early 90s. Other albums you find mentioned are Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. Jim has become a bit of a recluse, and he hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. They were a duo. Most people considered Diamond to be the star of the show. Her and the fans that they have call themselves diamonds, dazzlers. Okay. How come these don't have lines through them? I guess because I haven't put them on the thing yet, on the... does this mean a red herring? Like a false lead? I don't know. But maybe because I need to put them on the family tree. Once I put them on the family tree, they get a line through them. I think this means red herring. Like, he wasn't really a blood relative to the Roottrees, so that's why it was crossed out. At least that's how it makes sense in my mind. Let's look up Lauren Roottree and then Elias and Gwyneth Roottree. Lauren Roottree. Oh, she's an author. Author Lauren Roottrie, a distant relative of the Roottrie sisters, is known for her book A Life Between Wars. According to a website about famous authors, in the early 1960s, Lauren released a few romance novels under her married name, Lauren Rafferty, to little fanfare. When her publisher learned she had been keeping diaries about her famous family, they insisted she release them under her original name, Lauren Roottree, to take advantage of her family's notoriety. The selection of diary entries, released in 1965 as A Life Between Wars, spans from the untimely death of her husband in World War II to coping with the post-war world as a young widow and mother, as well as her perspectives on changing times and socialites all the way through the entry into Vietnam. While the content is not considered particularly relevant to modern audiences, it has found new life as an exercise in high school English classes to show an evolution in writing style and for a look into life in previous generations. After the success of her diaries, her publisher re-released her romance novels under the name Lauren Roottree. This included Romance in Court, which gained popularity. She followed the re-release up by writing 2 new sequels, creating what fans refer to as the Court Jester series. You find no recent details about Lauren, though she is listed as retired. Okay, let's summarize all of that, because I don't want to be lazy and just highlight the whole thing. She's a distant relative. Author. Her husband died in World War II. She released some romance novels under her married name, Lauren. What was it? Rafferty. They didn't do so well. When her publisher found out she was related to the Roottrees and had a diary with and kept a diary religiously, I guess. And kept a diary religiously. The publisher said, publish your frickin' diaries. So she did. The diary entries date all the way back to when she lost her husband and became a widow and single mom. She has a son, right? Was it? Did it say she had a son? I don't remember. Why am I assuming that she had a son? I don't think it said anything. Okay, never mind. A mom to modern day. Well, okay, so if her diary followed her up to modern day, and her modern day was the Vietnam War, then she has to be, I don't know, like her 50s or 60s? Maybe 70s? I don't know. There we go. Is there anything else? Oh, let's see. Let's highlight. I'm not gonna. Let's do that. Highlight that. And that. I think that's good. Now, who else was I gonna look up? There was someone else. Was Gwyneth? Gwyneth and who? Elias? Elias Roottree? Elias Roottree was the founder. Oh, we got some more pictures. We got some more pictures that were printed out. Let me look. Let me have. Oh my gosh. Were they supposed to have color back then? How is this photo such high quality? Who did the artwork for this? I really want to know. This is a famous picture of Elias and Gwyneth Roottree. It was taken in 1909 after they founded the Roottrees Candy Company, but before it was a success. From what you found searching the internet, it seems quite difficult to find any site about Elias or Gwyneth that isn't accompanied by this picture. Elias and Gwyneth are on the notable Roottrees list. In your evidence, they will be marked on the chart with a star. How much you want to bet they at? This is Elias and Gwyneth. Elias and Gwyneth. Here. Let's. Where were they? Where are those mother truckers at? I want your face and I want your face. I'm gonna put them on my wall. Not to be rude or anything. Yeah. So this is Gwen. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh, I gotta find her maiden name. Oh crap. Never mind. I don't know what your maiden name is yet. Elias Roottree. Elias C. Roottree? Elias M. Roottree? Has to be Elias, right? Just Elias? Bruh. He has to be the first president. Right? Let's go back to reading the internet. My favorite thing to do. Elias Roottree was the founder and first president of the Roottrees Candy Company. Yep, that's what I put down for his occupation. You find what is essentially a propaganda site about him created by the Roottrees Candy Company. At the top, there is a picture of him and his wife, Gwyneth. There's also a biography section that has some additional information. Elias is credited for inventing 5 pieces, a popular maple candy. Before that, the farm he inherited by marrying his wife only produced syrup. After 5 pieces became wildly successful, Elias spent his time and energy on cementing his reputation as a family man. He is quoted on the site as saying, "Blood is thicker than syrup, and that any child linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy." The site enthusiastically claims that he made good on that promise, but offers no additional detail. How much you want to bet that he had a side chick or something? Multiple side chicks, maybe. There are a few more quotes about Elias from a book called Family Man, The Roottrees Legacy by Bess Williams. To say they are biased is a massive understatement. Below that, there's a long list of accomplishments and awards, and one stands out. Like his great-grandson Carl, Elias was voted Watchman of the Year. What the heck does that mean? I already wrote that down, right? Or was it? Yeah, right here. Like his great-grandfather before him, Carl earned the highly prestigious Watchman of the Year title. Okay, I'm gonna highlight this. Highlight that. And I'm gonna highlight, go away journal. I'm gonna highlight, where is it? That he inherited by marriage. Okay. So, should we look up the book? Bess Williams. Should we look up Bess Williams, the girl who wrote the book? Bess Williams was an author born in the late 1800s. She lived just outside of Miami and died tragically young in a major hurricane that struck the area in 1926. Information about her or her book Family Man seems to have faded over time due to lack of interest. Why would she care about writing a book about him if she died young? This makes no sense. Why would you write a book about a dude if y'all weren't even living in the same area. She died outside of Miami. Where is this taking place? Pennsylvania. Florida is a long ways away from Pennsylvania. Why did she care about Elias Roottree? Was she his side chick or something? His housewife? I think she was just a housewife. Housewife is an occupation. I don't know her maiden name. What happens when you type in Gwyneth? So we have Gwyneth Madsen and Gwyneth Anderson. Let's look up Gwyneth Madsen. Public library. Periodicals. What? What's her name? Gwyneth Madsen? Nope. I should have just copied and pasted her name. Gwen Roottree. Let's look that up before I go digging into the public library and periodicals. What was it? Gwen Roottree. Oh, another picture printed. Let me go look. Oh, she looks like... Oh no, her name has left my brain. My brain has dumped it. Oh, what's her name? She looks like the girl that played the girl in Titanic. The girl that played Rose in the Titanic. Oh no, I used to know her name. But that's what she looks like. She looks like Rose from the Titanic. If she just had red hair, she would look like Rose. This photo is a widely circulated photo of Gwen Roottree. I've seen it on multiple websites about old films. Gwen Roottree is on the notable, yeah, I know that. You find some information on a website about old films that are not yet available on VHS. The site is not very well organized and the search is broken, but you can get to individual pages from your search engine. Gwen Roottree is a somewhat well-known actress who was active in the 1950s. She often appeared in tabloids, especially around the time of her highly publicized divorce. Her biggest role was the minor hit movie Guys Like Us. She left Hollywood after the flop of Christmas Mission. There's a widely circulated picture of Gwen from behind the scenes on one of her movies, which you've added to evidence. Did you know? Trivia. Gwen was the granddaughter of Elias Roottree, the founder of Roottree Candy. She shouldn't have been named Roottree, but her father took her mother's famous name, which was quite rare in those days. Huh. I'm highlighting that. Let's see. Gwen Roottree wasn't that famous. Famous. Do I know how to spell? Appeared in tabloids around. Let me look. Put mostly here. Mostly appeared in tabloids around her. Their words, not mine. Highly publicized divorce. Her biggest role was in a minor hit movie called what was it? Guys Like Us. Guys Like Us. I have no idea what that movie could be about. She left Hollywood after her movie. What was it? Christmas Mission? Christmas Mission flopped. So who was her husband? Gwen Roottree divorce. By searching for variations of Gwen Roottree, you come across some mentions of a marriage to Wild Bill Williams. They divorced before the birth of her second child. Oh, so she has 2 kids? I'm highlighting all that. Okay. Let's look up Wild Bill Williams. Let's see just how wild this Bill was. You find some information on a website about old films. Yeah, I already read that. Wild Bill Williams was the leading man of some non-notable movies in the 1950s. He appeared in an adventure movie called Fortune Favors the Grave, which has yet to be released for home audiences. You don't find any additional information about that film. He was known for his good looks and off-screen romances, specifically with blondes. Oh. Gwen Roottrees was a blonde. He was married 4 different times to 4 different actresses. There's a famous Hollywood rumor that he even approached Marilyn Monroe at a party, that she was already aware of his reputation. Did you know, trivia, Wild Bill grew up in Paris, France. He returned there often. I'm going to highlight that, and then I'm going to summarize everything else. Okay, Wild Bill Williams was a ladies' man. He starred in a lot of not so good movies. He was in a movie called Fortune. What the heck? Fortune Favors the Grave? Not Grace. Grave. And that has yet to be released to home audiences. Mother trucker? Okay. Oh yeah. He was married 4 different times to 4 different actresses. And what was it? Oh, he had a thing for blondes. Rumor has it that he tried to shoot his shot with Marilyn Monroe, but she wasn't having any of it. Hey, bro, I wasn't done. She wasn't having any of it. There we go. Okay. So we got all that. How would they symbolize divorce? How would you split up? Okay, so they symbolize divorce with a split up. X. Oh my gosh, this family tree is mother floofing huge. I haven't even gotten like 5% of it done. Let me just look up 5 pieces. From marketing materials and various candy history sites, you learn that 5 pieces are the iconic candies sold by the Roottrees Candy Company. Although they are no longer the company's only popular product, they still sell well to this day. Try saying that 5 times fast. 5 pieces are small, colorful, shell-coated maple candies that, since the late 20s, have been pressed into the shape of a maple leaf, although they usually have one flavor that looks more like a berry. As tastes have changed over the years, so have the 5 colors, but the shape and combination with maple have remained consistent. There's also a history of print advertising website that claims to have a 5 pieces advertisement scanned from a book. Yeah. Sweet History of Candy Volume 2. Let's look at that. The Sweet History of Candy Volume 2. What was it? Charles Lee? Charles Lee. What? Oh, I did it backwards. Whoops. Control C. Control V. Charles Lee. What? I guess let's just take out the volume 2. Nope. Oh, let's look up, oh, what was her name? The girl that wrote, A Life Between Wars. A Life Between Wars. Oh, what was her name? It was Lauren Lauren Roottrees. Lauren Roottrees. Aha. There we go. Oh my gosh, so many things are printing. Holy crap. What is happening? Who are all of these people? Are you telling me they're all Roottrees? Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is the 5 pieces. These are the 5 kids, right? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I've been reading so much. Caption: this picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. What? It was taken in 1935 to celebrate the move to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it, and the 3 of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose to stop the tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years later that they never even took a second photo. What? So, the guy that was in trouble because he, was a televangelist and he was scamming people left and right and, like, you know, doing what most televangelists do. He's one of the 5 kids. He grew up to be a freak, a monster. That's him on the left. So, is this her dad? Lauren's diary contains some labeled picture. This is the next generation. Caption: an attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5 pieces photo with our generation. For old time's sake, we gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one, but I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the 4 of us stand together, and so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. Grandma insisted we include Sam even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. I also didn't think it fair. Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess my inner child still holds a grudge even after all these years. So Miracle is one of the 5 kids. Is this Miracle? Wait, no, she said this is her dad. I clicked on all their faces. Good. Now I gotta click on all these faces. Okay, so one of the people here is Miracle. Is this him? Is that Miracle? Was he the kid with the eye patch? Let me make a note. Okay, there we go. There's more. Oh my gosh. A Life Between Wars, excerpts from the diaries of a Roottree, schoolbound publishing. Lauren Roottrees captures the evolution in perspective from adolescence to adulthood. Why are there 2? Are there 2 because, oh, these are all entries. Okay, so I guess I have to read all this, but not gonna lie, guys, I'm pretty floofing tired, and I can feel my vocal cords getting tired from reading so much, because I hardly ever talk. I'm a very quiet person. I don't think I've ever talked this much in my whole life, if I'm being completely honest. I'm just being dramatic. I think I have talked more than this, but I am tired. I don't know why this has brought out my southern accent so much. I swear I don't sound like this on a regular basis. I'm trying to go back to my regular voice, but it's like it won't go back. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. Yeah, my voice is going. please hit the subscribe button and like the video if you like the video, and hit the bell notifications, because I'm going to beat this game. I'm gonna fill out this mother floofin family tree if it kills me, which it looks like it will kill me. So be sure to follow along this crazy journey. I can't thank you enough for watching my video and taking time out of your day to spend time with me. If anything made you laugh during this video, please let me know down in the comments below. I hope to see you in another video. Until then, be safe out there.